I just thought I'd show you this video because I went out today. I had to do a few family domestic jobs and I came into TK Maxx and it took all my powers of resistance to not buy something in here, but I have to be much better than I used to be when it comes to spontaneous buying. But I love the garden section. Look at these outdoor club chairs, club style chairs, and they had so much garden furniture here and other, garden products, which I'm obviously going to show you in this video. So I just thought I'd share it with you. While I was here, I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this with my viewers because sometimes you don't realise there's other options out there and you end up going to the same shops. You go to the garden centres, the DIY stores. As you know, I like the cheap pound sort of home bargain stores, and I buy fairy lights and things like that from those shops. But the reason I like TK Maxx, and I think you call it TJ Maxx in the US, is because it does have different stuff. It has end of line or stuff, boutiquey things that you don't necessarily get en masse in other shops. So, and particularly with a cottage garden or any kind of eccentric, eclectic garden or a garden where you're going for a particular theme, there's so much here. I mean, look at these. I mean, I was thinking this kind of sort of either a tropical garden or some sort of beachy garden. They're just so lovely. I actually used to, I have too many vases now, but I used to like to look at these vases here as well for artworks, when I was doing painting flowers and things like that, which I still do, but not to the extent I was doing it in the past. But and I like the unusual vases that they have available here. They're different every time you come in. It's different, and I'll tell you also, it's different in whatever location you're in. I like this blue one here, this blue glass one with the white brim. When I went to the one in Guildford. This one is just so sort of Mediterranean, European. Um, yeah, when I went to the one in Guildford, Guildford is a sort of Surrey suburb outside of London, a very well-heeled, wealthy market town in the UK, and obviously they stock for that particular consumer. So they had these enormous spode casserole urns and all sorts of, it was absolutely stunning, the things they had in there. Plus it was a much bigger store. The one in Brighton used to be really good as well. This one's not so good, but it's still, the garden stuff is still really good. So as you can see here, you can get, I mean, £12.99 for both those. In a DIY store, you'd pay £12.99, if not more, for just one of those branded shears there. So, everything from the clippers, the gloves, there was lots of bird houses, feeders, but they were unusual, they were different. I really liked that pot there, and it took all my powers of resistance not to buy it, because I can't buy, every time I want to show you something, I can't just go and spend a ton of money, but I thought it would look really nice with my violas in. Look at those lovely terracotta pots. In a garden centre, it'd be double the price. These very ornate hanging baskets here, depending, they've got everything depending on your style. They even had garden gnomes, if that's your thing, lots and lots of things. You have to check when you buy outdoor plant pots from somewhere like this. Do check that there's a hole in the bottom, because sometimes they are for indoor plants, but that's fine. There is a way you can drill a hole in the bottom of ceramic pots. You do have to be very careful, mind you, not to shatter the whole pot. But I really love this one. Look, isn't that cute? I thought that would look lovely in my Brighton garden when I used to live in Brighton. But I don't think I think it would stand out too much in my current garden. But look, you've got the gnomes, if that's your thing. You got the very traditional looking, rustic looking. I really like this cream colour. The shapes, you've got the pot stands on wheels. So, if you've got a particularly heavy pot you need to move around, they had those. I like this shape. It was very Mediterranean again, this one. I loved it. Really nice colour, really unusual shape there. It was only £9.99. It's crazy. Look at these were beautiful. And then these blue ones here, they were so peculiar because I thought they were ceramic, but when I got in close, they're actually plastic. £16.99. And they actually weren't that blue. They were kind of more of a, they had a little bit of a turquoise hue that didn't come through on the phone camera. But look at these. They're so beautiful. And this is just one TK Maxx. You know, your one will be different. When I saw these, I immediately thought of my herb area that's just never worked, near my door by my garage. But I'm not buying 4 of those at that price. But they are actually perfect. They're kind of almost what I have there already, handmade, that just never worked. The soil was too shallow in them. But yeah, I mean, look at them all. They're just so beautiful. You know, even if you have, you know, just 1 or 2 dotted, like maybe on a coffee table or your garden table with some pansies, whatever flower you want, so that that pot catches your eye and the other pots maybe that you haven't spent a lot of money on reseed. You know, so, you know, you've got showstopper plant pots, if you like. You don't need to have all your plant pots looking beautiful. But I mean, I'm not sponsored or anything by TK Maxx. I just came in here and I remembered they have a really nice homeware section. Changes. They had a beautiful bath, dirty linen hamper. I wish I'd showed you that now, actually. But totally unrelated to gardening. But I thought, oh, that's what I need for all the dirty clothes that you know, get piled up in this house. They always seem to fall out, or nobody puts the lid on. But this one was just so cute. This hamper, it was beautiful. So there you go. It's just a prod, you know. If you always just rush straight off to the garden centre or DIY store whenever you think you need a pot, just think again. Have a look at a few different. Another place I go, charity shops, is another really good place I go, as well as obviously the budget stores. So there you go. Hope that gave you some food for thought. See you in my next video. Bye.